I got so carried away in that last segment, uh, but that's basically the way I feel about the monument situation, that we are allowing complete and total asinine idiots, more ass than they are nine, to make decisions as a mob over what history remains and what history gets revised. Tonight we have with us Dave Milner, the unpleasant blind guy from SHR Media, also host of English Defense League (EDL) on Thursdays and Sundays at 3:30 p.m. on Blog Talk Radio. What a great man, and I thank you so much for your patience with me this evening, sir.
Well, the only problem I have is, okay, you just finished talking about Frederick Douglass, a man who could never, who could basically make Good Morning sound like anyone else's keynote address to a major political convention, and then you bring me on. I mean, how in the hell am I supposed to follow you?
I think you're going to do quite well. Think you're going to do quite well. Um, where am I wrong in terms of asking Americans to finally get up off of their couch and do something about these uh, Democrats that are basically creating an insurrection throughout America?
Well, I will tell you one thing that I said on the English Defense League radio show, and you might wind up kicking me off of your show for saying it. This has a lot to do with the Sean King thing. Uh, I was speaking to people, my brothers and sisters there in the States, and I'll speak to them here in the States. People, it doesn't matter what Jesus looks like. Okay, your representation of him is only a representation of the Holy Spirit. It doesn't matter what it looks like. If you want and need to protect your church, then you need to do whatever is needful for you to do at the time. Okay, and I won't say anything more than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that because people are going to wind up having to step up. You had the other night, Columbus, Ohio, you had some demonstrations, some of which probably got out of hand. In fact, some of them did. People called 911 and they were told that the mayor had told the police to stand down. It's down to us now. It's down to the people now to take care of the situation if they need to. And sadly, it is not. I'll put it this way: sadly, it is no longer the government that we can depend on to protect us as citizens, and it really doesn't matter, honestly, what color anyone is or anything like that, because this insurrection is not about George Floyd. It is not about racial equality. You have Black Lives Matter representatives on tape saying that they are trained Marxists, saying that they want to burn the system down if it doesn't give them what they want. And that, to me, suggests a strategy for President Trump that he needs to get into. And I actually offended Bonnie Williams with this, your executive producer. And I hope I don't offend her too much tonight. Bonnie, you may hate my guts when this is done. But
she's used to it.
I was saying that the current re-election strategy that our president has is to say, look at these stupid Democrats and these stupid Democrat-run cities doing all this stupid stuff and making all these people suffer. It's better to vote Trump than to watch these stupid incidents happening all of this time. Now, it's fine to point out that the absurdity of these incidents, but I wasn't calling Democrats themselves stupid. I'll make myself clear here, as I have on my own show. All right, most Democrat voters, all right, and I'm talking about ones that actually do their homework, are frankly good people who are being misled. Their leaders, however, in my opinion, are just straight up evil. If they're aligning themselves with Antifa and Black Lives Matter and the Nation of Islam, then they're aligning themselves with insurrection. And at the same time, they're enacting and continuing the same policies that they've been using to run some of these towns. forever, for as long as they've been in charge of them, and some of that's been for generations.
Mm-hmm.
Now, doing that time and time and time again isn't stupid, but it is the definition of insanity. You're doing the same things, expecting a different result. I would say for people who vote for individuals like that no, they're not stupid because to be quote unquote stupid in one sense is to be mentally disabled. And I have worked with mentally disabled people, and they can't learn. That's not their fault. Okay, but if you're not going to put in the homework involved in finding out about the policies of the people you're voting for and the consequences of those policies, especially on a historical level, then that's mental laziness, and that is stupid. And people can be offended by that, or they can not be offended. But I think I have a plan for the president to kind of help dig out of this and almost make a sure win in November.
Now, we learned today through you and EDL that the president is now in charge of immigration policy and that no federal judges can be involved whatsoever. What say you, sir? How did that come about? What are the details regarding that?
Well, it's a you can find this article, everybody, at Breitbart.com. Of course, it's other places too, and I was celebrating because I thought, wow, we finally got a decent Supreme Court decision. And according to Breitbart, all right, I'm just going to read a bit of this. An
Yeah.
alien has only those rights regarding admission that Congress has provided by statute, said the 7-2 decision by Justice Samuel Alito. An alien who tries to enter the country illegally is treated as an applicant for admission. An alien who is detained shortly after unlawful entry cannot be said to have affected a legal entry. Now, what that means, Ken and listeners and viewers, is that the Congress is responsible for making laws regarding the treatment of illegal aliens in the United States of America. It can't be mandated through the courts. If the laws are there on the books, they must be enforced. So was almost, at least as far as I can interpret it, this was almost what you might call a writ of mandamus being passed down by the Supreme Court. I say almost because I know there are going to be some people out there that are going to look up writ of mandamus and say, well, that's not right, Dave. I said almost.
Almost.
Okay. Yeah, almost. In other words, it's saying the law's there, enforce it. That essentially is what it is.
Now, there are lots of Democrat, leftist, Marxist, socialist, communists tonight that say that decision then means that illegal aliens can't vote in elections here, and that they can't fill out the census information because that means that they don't have the same rights as citizens. Isn't that unjust? Isn't that racially divisive?
Well, again, that's that's a racist statement from them. They actually make that a direct statement, because how do they know that the illegal aliens are all non-whites? Not every illegal alien is a non-white. Okay, that's number one. Number two, they are aliens, and as an alien, not a citizen of this country, you do not have the right to vote in this country. So they're whining about something that is not allowed anyway. Now they may try and get away with, as California did, shoehorning in some votes from illegal aliens, but it won't be legal.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the census goes, well, my view of that is what it's always been. If you don't want to be counted by the census, leave. Make your home country into a great place to live, and not don't try to wedge yourself into another country where you're not welcome and wanted. And certainly that is true in the United States at this point, where we have had, I think it was 1.7 million job losses announced today. All right,
1.48.
1.8. Oh, there you go. There you go.
1.48 million new people applying for unemployment.
Okay, there you go. More so in a country with 1.48 new people applying for unemployment just today. Americans need jobs, and we can't afford to be bringing in a lot of people who are going to take up those jobs. Let's have those jobs for the American people here. That was one of the biggest winners for the Trump administration, was the great unemployment numbers, and that can be better again. But it's not going to be better if you have the courts mandating that these people get to stay, get voting rights, get all of these other things. What this ruling basically did was it turned the system a little bit more back towards sanity. All right, there are laws on the books, and it said enforce them. And before we take off, Ken, I know we've got
Yeah.
5 minutes before you shut down. I just want to give my opinion about how President Trump should handle this insurrection. First
Okay.
of all, he should train and prepare a general or generals or admirals, and I say admirals for a reason, and make sure that they are going to be with him in helping to put down this insurrection with the United States military, if that is what is needful. Once he has that in place, he should contact the governor. Just this would be just the first operation. Contact the governor of Washington and the mayor of Seattle, and tell them, all right, this Chaz place has held citizens hostage, 30,000 citizens hostage for a month. You guys have had a month to resolve this. It has not been resolved. Therefore, I am going to do it. You have 24 hours to remove your people, and then go in and resolve that situation using the Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, all of these special ops people that have really good training. Go in, take care of the situation, and release this eyesore, this boil on the American people, because they're even leftists now, Ken, are calling for action. That's
Yeah.
why I'm saying this. In the second operation, and this is more, in my opinion, believe it or not, even more important than taking down the Chaz. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the president needs to contact the governors of all the states involved here and give them the same 24 hours before he does this, and then he needs to send in again, Marine Recon, Navy SEALs, right, Army Rangers, whatever is needful to do to take down these checkpoints that are that are supposedly guarding, for Black Lives Matter, our interstates, entrances and exits from our interstates, so that we can open up the interstate highway system. This is interfering with the basic rights of Americans to travel freely without fear of being molested by these people. If that happened, I think you would even see at this point some Democrats swinging over and voting for President Trump.
I agree with you wholeheartedly, man. I would love to see at this particular point. Just like I notified the National Guard yesterday regarding the Lincoln Emancipation Memorial on Capitol Hill. There is no doggone way that a group of whiny, wealthy, bratty individuals should have the right, the audacity to take away your rights and your privileges and your freedoms to carry out business and to live your life because they want to try to prove a point or take on Donald Trump. I would love to see some of those whiny little brats take on a Navy SEAL. Just one. Just one. That would do it. Dave Milner, how can people read your stuff and hear you?
All right. Well, first of all, Ken, for that site, you'd have to look fast and just hope somebody is taping that with a high-speed video camera, because the moment wouldn't last very long. Um, yeah, everybody, please check me out at the Unpleasant Blind Guy page at Spreaker.com. My show times are Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, and I'm also available. I'm the second banana, right behind Jeff Mitchell, who hosts the English Fence League radio show. That is at blogtalkradio.com. That podcast on Thursdays and Sundays at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm also available through Western Free Radio, and SHR Media. And Ken, I just want to say that I look forward to, always look forward to being here with you. And I just want to say, in the coming weeks, guys, there's going to be video. Yes, you wanted to see it. Now you're going to see it. Yes, yes.
There you go.
You can scare your children. God bless you, kid.
Thank you, sir. God bless you as well. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to do this very quickly because we're running so far behind schedule, and that's because of me. And I want to let you all know, without a shadow of a doubt, that Dave Milner we love with all of our heart, mind, soul, and strength, and he will start doing video presentations on Thursday night. So I'm excited. You all need to tune into TECN TV to watch that happen.